What's up with y'all, fam? All praise to the Most High. I'm coming at y'all with a new video. I appreciate y'all checking out the most recent videos. I think we got a few people subscribing now, so I'm always appreciative of that. We about to get into a lot of things, so I don't know if this is gonna be a quick video or not. So I kind of want to just start off with the topics and we're gonna time in with the presets after. I'm probably not gonna dive into the topics a lot because it's just a lot of things that's just been going on with Russia and China, Ukraine, Taiwan, and just all that. You got things going on with Yemen and just the US doing stuff with that. There's just a ton going on, but you got in LA, this is one of the things I seen like 2 days ago, that people are now gonna be able to have QR code palm scanning checkouts. So I'm pretty sure that's for the people who got that, like, literally hot sauce 19 upgraded all the way up to the max, and you're gonna be able to just hand your hand on things. So like I said, that's one of those things, like we've been talking about when Japan was going with the quarantine camps and all that stuff. That's one of those things that started in Japan. Like, these things started in Japan and now they making their way over, or in China, and now they making their way over to the US. So it's a lot of things that's just transpiring like that. Like I said, even with the food shortage and them not being able to, like, some restaurants you go in, you can't even ask to get your food remade or throw it away because it's because of food shortage. And I was like, that happened with my sister, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty wild, yo. Um, you got Russia basically saying they gonna launch their own cyber attack, which is an EMP, um, on America if they keep helping out with Ukraine. And I was like, that's pretty wild, because if we get hit with a EMP, that's gonna be absolutely wild. And what's crazy about it is, y'all gotta believe me on this, man, because it's pretty wild. I was watching a movie called The Fifth Wave, and I was just looking for a movie to watch because I like movies that prophesize things and tell things about the upcoming events that's going on now, or that's been hid. You feel me? Or talked about those things that's going on now. They do it a lot in, like, Marvel movies and all that stuff. So I was looking for these things, or just looking for a movie to watch. Then I came across The Fifth Wave, and how that movie start off. They they basically start off like, all right, the first wave was the EMP attack. They had an EMP attack while she was in school, and I was like, I was just watching it, but literally, like, a couple few hours ahead, you feel me, just above, I see it on my phone, talking to my boy, and they like, yo, talking about a cyber attack. I'm like, yeah, ain't no way. And I just seen that movie, and then literally the second thing that happened on the movie, I guess the second wave, quote unquote, it was I think it was like a earthquake. They had like an earthquake, and they had messed up the river, and the river kind of like overflowed the waters, and then, like, the city had got flooded. No, I'm pretty sure that was the third wave. It was either the third wave or the second wave. But even in the second wave, or between the third wave, they got hit with a virus, and a virus spread it around the world. They was literally putting masks on, like, the actors and all that stuff. And I was like, wow. And literally, I don't know, just seeing that movie, and then a lot of things just start happening, like, right from the movie. But this thing's already been going on, but literally they got hit with another variant yesterday, or today, I guess you could say. And I call it the BA2 bomb. So I guess it's 8,000 new cases, and it's the newest hot sauce 19 variant called the BA2 bomb, and it just came out. And I was like, I don't know, that movie and just everything is just be tying in. I don't know, man. Like, that's just pretty wild for me. But um of course, they got the palm scanning thing. I don't know if I did just explain that, because I just ended the video and just it happened so fast. But basically, they got the palm scanning thing checking out, and if you got the upgraded hot sauce 19, you basically gonna be able to do that. Definitely be on the look. Oh yeah, because I did say there was things coming over from Japan, and from China. But you got the New World Order. Then you got Russia and China trying to start their own New World Order, and that's basically why they want Ukraine, and that's why China's fighting for Taiwan. And I think it's a lot of other meanings for why Russia is going at Ukraine and why America wants Ukraine. And America basically wants Ukraine to join their New World Order and what they got planned on. And ew, don't do that, because we ain't never had that. It says China files 39 warplanes towards flies 39 warplanes towards Taiwan as the new tensions with the island rises. So literally, you got China trying to fight Taiwan because Taiwan is basically self-governed and controlled by themselves. And I guess China and Taiwan had a war like back in the G. And like, not when I say back in the G, I'll be like, because now when I say back in the G, I'll be talking about BC times and stuff. But this was like around like the 1900s, I believe, somewhere around those times. So they had a war with each other and split apart, and now it's Taiwan self-governed, and now China, as them running the economy, yeah, I think they're like number one. So they're trying to just basically be powerhouse and take over things, and they supply most of everything that's going around the world. And that's kind of the reason what I just figured out about our food supply too, because if our food is getting supplied from them, um, yeah, then how if and we're about to go to war with them, how are they gonna give us anything? But you got the new COVID variant. Um, this is all with U.S. and all that. You got the COVID mandate protests. You got people protesting in D.C., Germany. It was even, I think it was Canada, London, over there in the U.K. Canadians, I guess, was doing it because of the truck driver situation, and we was talking about that in the last video, because that's most of what's going on with our food too. They're trying to mandate the truck drivers to get the vaccine and quote unquote hot sauce 19, lol, and then they're not going. They're not basically taking the pestilence. So basically, they're saying it's a lack of workers, and it's already been a lack of workers on top of that. So literally nobody's gonna be working. Nobody can deliver the food. We're against China. They make most of the food, and if they making most of the foods, my brother just told me they basically just building up scraps and concrete and making your chips and all that. So it's literally gonna be just modified food, GMO food for I don't even know, but what the freak? But you got the in New York they protesting. I guess in Australian, I guess in Australia they protesting. So you just got protests going around the whole entire world basically about this mandate. And I don't know if they showing those things on the news or not, but they probably not. But yeah, people in an uproar about that. Then you had you had where does that show that? Because I want to show, yeah. So you had them trying in Israel that they gave a green light. Tel Aviv, I don't know if that's the name. The green light for a construction of what some say is the modern day Tower of Babel, and they gave, I guess, the construction. I guess they actually trying to build this, and it's 800 million by a group, and I thought that was pretty wild because if you know the biblical definition of Babel, and just Babel, the definition, it means confusion, the tower of confusion, and that's basically Babylon, and that's America. weird things, like a teacher tells children that men can give birth to babies. Wow, bro. But literally the day after they said that, it says Israel's been hit, got rocked by a second earthquake in 12 hours. So they got hit with two earthquakes. After seeing that article, next article comes out, they got hit with two earthquakes. And I was like, wow. And then you just gotta, I think they like number one in the world with COVID things happening. I'm pretty sure if I can pop that up. So I was like, that's definitely the work of the Most High, cause y'all can't really think y'all about to build that again, and then think y'all about to like that was definitely him. Like, nah, y'all wildin'. But it says Israel world's number one in daily COVID cases. So they number one in daily COVID cases. They getting hit with earthquakes on the daily. Um, they got people probably over there just dropping down left to right, and that actually ties in with Luke 21:24, I believe. Yeah, and that's and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. That's basically talking about Israel, us, um, folk, you feel me, skin folk right here, black folk, whatever you want to call it. And it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And their time is actual. And what I'm just saying, just measuring it out, it looked like their times is being fulfilled. For them to be number one in daily COVID cases, trying to build the Tower of Babel again, then immediately after that getting hit with like two earthquakes. I'm pretty sure that's not only the two earthquakes they've been hit with since in this month alone. So you just got a whole bunch of things going on in Jerusalem, Israel. And for me, with just measuring it out, I think their time is coming up. With just seeing them trying to build that tower, the earthquakes, and then being number one in COVID variants and all that, and they trying to get everybody. Like, I think they just recommended everybody to get their like fourth dose there. Like, it's like mandated for you to have your fourth dose. And I was like, yeah, time is definitely coming up. But with just these things about war, or we can just go into these COVID mandate protests and talk about that. And I got the preset just coming up for that, and just like we've been seeing, Second Exodus chapter 9 verse 3. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and basically talking about the end of times and the times that the Most High basically was already speaking about, but don't nobody want to pay attention. But everybody gonna see, like, it's literally earthquakes going on. Like, if you look up I think I got it on here. You can just look up earthquakes, and you can just see how many earthquakes that happened in the last basically 24 hours, the last 4 days, anything. And then I measured. I looked at the measurements because I was like, all right, these earthquakes could be happening, but like on a scale, like how hard are they hitting? You feel me? I guess like 4.7, like that's like something that could do damage, but not a whole ton. 5.3, the same thing, but it's like it's still some scary. Like it still like can do cause build destruction and all that. But the ones that's like over 6 point something, all that, you had a couple of few that was over 6 point something, and these are like the last 48 hours. And you can just see like just the amount of earthquakes. It's just earthquakes every single day, and it's probably been like this. Like, I just got hit, so I just got whooped. Like, feel me, alive again, or just alive. So I'm just coming to the knowledge about these things, and these earthquakes and things could have probably been happening for like the last year. You feel me? Just every single day. So, like I said, that turns back into the point I was talking about with the pastor. I don't know because I made the video and I ended it so damn quick. But the pastor saying that it's 2014, time was already, and their times was coming fast. And then you got 2022, like, what times are we really in? And it says, for Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16, it says, for there should be sedition among the men, and avenging of one another. They should not regard kings nor princes, and the course of their actions should stand in power. So that's basically, and kings and princes is basically the nation, rulers, presidents, all that, you feel me, the kings of earth, or quote unquote the rulers of earth, all that. Nobody's gonna care about them. I'm pretty sure y'all don't care about them. We all can see how they basically puppets and working for these secret governments and secret what you want to call councils and all that stuff. So everybody's seeing right through them, and everybody's basically rebelling against their government, trying to overthrow their government. You had it in Kazakhstan, where they was actually going at war with their government, and they was actually shooting them. Like, the government was sending on them little guns and actually was shooting them and eliminated probably, like, that's what they called it, eliminated like 21 protesters. And not something like how it was in U.S. when they was trying to invade their government house, because that's what they was trying to do. They was trying to invade their government building, just like how U.S. did the White House. But that was just for an act, and I'm pretty sure they was just killing them boys. That wasn't no act. That was them really trying to do that, and they ain't really not going for that. But that's pretty wild. And like I said, with these protests, and it's protests all over the world. Like, it's just not only happening in America. You got them in Germany, London, all that, and it's protests against this pestilence. You feel me? Because nobody's trying to, you're not allowed to force us to get this pestilence that nobody wants. You feel me? This hot sauce 19, this BA2 bomb. You feel me? And they just came out with another variant. So literally, while people protesting, another variant comes out. Like, so you see how they trying to go against it, and then you seeing how people go against it. But like it says, their actions should stand in their power. So the actions gonna weigh in favor of the people over it, and like, I think it's gonna be like that just as long as this continues. You feel me? But they gonna of course try to bring out higher control, martial law, try to do things like that. But it's probably not even gonna matter, because it's probably gonna be, and the time of them trying to do that, they probably just gonna resort to, you know, rioting, going to war, and then you might see something like a civil war again. And we don't even know. But just that was COVID and all that. We got the second earthquakes. We could definitely go on here, because this basically sums up all of this, what I basically had, and basically Ukraine and Russia. Basically, Ukraine just basically sent troops to Russia. I mean, troops down to the border. Russia just basically got a combat team in place and all that. I literally just seen on one thing. Um, Russia has started making combat readiness inspections in its southern military district, which borders Ukraine, involving more than 6,000 troops. Like I said, something's always going on. Like, that's how it's been for like the last 4 days or 5 days, it feels like. And then it says something about Japan now considering evacuating its citizens from Ukraine. You had Ukraine already trying to evacuate people, and I think that was like 3 days ago. And it says military sources told the WRAL News the 3rd Brigade, I don't know how you say that, combat team from the 82nd Airborne Division will be deployed in less than 72 hours. So they got just, I don't know, like, just a ton of things going on. It says for thousands of Fort Bragg families are embracing the possibilities of their loved ones to be deployed to Eastern Europe. So I don't know if that's Ukraine or Russia, but just a ton. Then you got North Korea testing out more missiles on a daily, just sitting there waiting. Like, dude, I just brought up an article of them testing out missiles. they've been testing these missiles out the whole time, like probably this year, and it just said they resumed testing out nuclear missiles. So literally don't even know what they on. But just to tie in with a little preset real quick before we dive into it, because I know this is like the go-to every time you hear about wars. Luke 20, Luke 21:9. But when ye should hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must come to pass. But the end is not by and by. And if you want a little context on it, it says, then he told them nations will rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. So the nations and kingdoms, and nations rise against nations is basically Russia and China teaming up, going against Taiwan, Ukraine, and America. You got America going against them. Then you probably gonna have the Civil War little battles going on. So there's gonna be a whole ton of just war commotion and things going on right now. And we hearing it on, like I said, it's been for like the last 5 days. You're getting updates like every 5 hours. So that's the most war talk I didn't heard in a long time. Like I don't recall any other war talk going on like this. But this is like literally for like the last 5 days. It's kind of just, you kind of don't want to say like, damn, we might go to World War III, but it kind of feel like we might wake up any day and they be like, World War III is now just begun or something. But let's go back to tie this in with the 10 signs showing that the U.S. and U.K., Israel, NATO all believe we're on a pursuit of, I hope that's how you say that, of war with Russia. So, says, I know they got like a little thing that I was reading. It says the U.S. State Department has issued a formal travel advisory warning Americans should stay out of Ukraine. The U.S. and the U.K. are both reducing M-base staffing levels, and Kyiv family members in the U.S. M-base personnel in Kyiv are being executed. This is what I was just talking about. So they just started doing this about like 2-3 days ago, and then you just seen literally 3 hours ago Japan talking about getting their people from Ukraine. So like I said, it's really getting tough not to say like, all right, we might not be in it, but then again, like, you don't know. Like, you literally could just wake up in it and just be like, no, we're in war. It kind of feel like that with just all these things going on, but Israel is planning a mass evacuation of Jewish people from Ukraine. So you got Israel, and like I said, they already got their own problems going on, and I think, yes, because that's with the false Jews that's going on, and because they're not the real Jews. And of course we all know that because we are. And then if you look at the Jews that are actually there, and the people that's actually there, and it says the time of the Gentiles will be fulfilled. And if you just look at just Israel and look at the people who are there now, you got the dudes in the long beards and all black on, or you got dudes, what I seen, not the real Jews, like not the real Jews, and that's comedy, and that's probably why they're evacuating. But I know it's like a deeper meaning between this war and all that with Ukraine, because they're basically the false Jews. So we're gonna keep tying that. Go back to this. It says CNN is reporting that as many as 8,500 U.S. troops have been put on a heightened alert for possible deployment to Eastern Europe. And yeah, they got like 8,500 plus like 40,000 multinational troops being brought in. That's actually this right here. And it says he noted that NATO response forces compromises about around 40,000 national multinational troops. And that's with them sending them, I guess they sending boats, planes, all that shit. Like, F-16 warplanes to Louisiana. Spain will send warships and could send fighter jets to Bulgaria. I hope that's how you say it. And France stands ready to send troops to Romania. A British source is reporting that hundreds of military trains packed with Russian troops have been moving to Belarus. And they actually was saying in this article that they basically, that's what they had going on. Like they gonna be trying to go to war right after they get done with the I guess Russia or somebody has like the little what I want to say the U.S. Games or U.S. Olympics or something. Not the U.S. Olympics, but the Olympics, the Winter Olympics or something going on, and that ends around February 20th. I want to see where I seen that at. It was right here. Yeah, Russian forces continue to arrive in Belarus for joint military drills from February 10th to the 20th. Amid U.S. and NATO alarms that they could be used to attack Ukraine from the north. The closing ceremony at the Winter Olympics is on February 20th. So they're talking literally about after February 20th. That's when they might try to attack Ukraine. But like I said, I'm not the one to be like set on set dates and all that stuff. Like, cause that just make it sound like usually when they do a set date or something, that usually never happens, and it just got people on their heels and all that. So I don't really believe in set dates. I am, hey, until I see it. You feel me? But of course we gotta measure out the times. But until I see it, man. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is alleging that the Russians are planning a lightning war that could take out Kyiv. That's pretty wild. I just seen, like, or we already went over it, the EMP attack that they got planned too. So the UK Foreign Commonwealth Development Office has announced that they have obtained information suggesting that Russian government is plotting to install pro-Kremlin leader in Kyiv. Yeah, so I guess they was getting a whole new, like a second leader or something ready. So just a whole ton of war talk going on. Like, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna cover literally all these topics. And you got just like I said, this is basically the northern lands, or just the who Russia got and who they got fighting against them, and it's the RI alliance versus the NATO. And I think Ukraine, or they want Ukraine to be probably just associated with this. And I'm pretty sure they got that's another alliance between Russia and China that's established. That's why Russia and China is working together. But I actually thought this was it, but I don't actually know. Let me look it up. Russia and China alliance. Yeah, they have an actual alliance like name, but I don't know what it's called. They actually have a name for it though. This is just showing like their relations and stuff, but they do actually have a name for it. Said they won't likely support each other in military. Yeah, we know them niggas is working together, trying to take over something. But to just tie that in with some presets, because it's a ton of presets that tie into it, man. I'm gonna just start with the Jeremiah. Everything in Jeremiah first. So, just you got on Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against, and rise and cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. So, if you actually, I tried to look up North Country globe, countries is basically Russia, uh, Asia, all that. You feel me? All those things that they got going on. I want to see like a better, like it was like in a globe like thing, sort of like this. And you got like that's Russia all the way up there. You got Asia, you got China all the way up there. So them is your north countries. I think this is Russia, like literally right here. I believe it is. So, what preset we was just on? Yeah, so them is your great nations from the land of the north. And like I said, that's actually speaking of the RSII alliance, actually. And that's, if you go, let me see. Bear with me, fam. I be trying to tie in all these things. I really don't got like an order with it, but it's just like whatever I just be feeling with it. I just go with it, man. But where did I have? I think we typed it in different. Yeah, so if I should go back, it should go to it. Yes. So this is your RSII alliance. All that Russia, Syria, Iran, Iraq. Them is your boys up there, your northern countries. And they assembled all together, and like we just popped up in the last video, Iran actually has their own missile city, and that's going to explain literally a ton. Like, they have their own real live missile city. Like, the thing that you live in right now, your city, they have their own missile city. To like, that's just truly wild. And like I said, you don't make this for no reason. They plan on going to war. So your RSI, you feel me? RSII, them is basically the gathering of the great nations from the North Country. And the North Country is basically Russia. And then you got Asia up there, China, all that. And they shall array themselves against her. Speaking of her, great Satan, Babylon, America, that's her. From there she shall be taken, and their arrows are like skilled warriors who do not return empty-handed. So literally, like I was just saying for like the last two videos, you don't make these like Iran doesn't have, and the arrows are speaking about missiles. Like, it's not talking about your boy Green Arrow. That's what I was trying to say in the video. I was just trying to record, but it's not talking about your boy Green Arrow. No, it's talking about your dude that's in North Korea, basically him testing all these damn missiles, trying to see how many things he can blow up, and them creating hypersonic missiles and all that. And an arrow basically has the same meaning of a missile. And I put that up in the last video, 2 videos ago. So there are like skilled warriors who does not return empty-handed. So when you send these missiles is out there. You make these missiles is out there. Like, you gonna use these missiles. If you trade them in to whoever, they gonna use them. There's not no way that you can just escape from not using these missiles. Like, these missiles are gonna be used, and your skilled warriors is the scientists and all that. Them is now your skilled warriors. It's not talking about your actual dude that's out there with a gun, or dude that was out there with a sword and a shield. No, that's not your skilled warrior they're talking about. The skilled warrior is actually the dude that's in the mastermind freak behind all these creating the missiles and shit, pushing a button, setting off the missile. Them are your new skilled warriors. And then we can tie that in with Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 49, and it says, as Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, So at Babylon shall fall, the slain of all of earth. And basically saying they didn't cause folk to fall. Like literally, they didn't degraded us, all this, and it's not only us, they did it to all nations. And it's basically, if we go to the context, it says, then heaven and earth and all that is in them will shout for joy. Then heaven and earth and all that is in them will shout for joy over Babylon, because the destroyers from the north, again, talking about the north countries and from the north, will come against her and declares the Lord. So the Most High is gonna have these things in place to where they, like I said, Russia, the RSII, all them nations, you got probably China too. They coming against Babylon, which is quote unquote America, and it says Babylon must fall on the account of the slain of Israel, and that's for what they did to our people. And we don't even gotta go into the things that they did, but it's like it's just wild because you hear about like when you just coming up to the truth and all that, you hear so many things that they didn't done, like so many wicked things that they didn't done to the people. So it's like to our people during those slavery times and those times where they was basically ruling over us, treating us like we wasn't even people, like we was animals, like all that, killing us. Even they still doing that now, like with the police brutality, all that. So it says Babylon must fall on the account of the slain of Israel, just as the slain of all the earth have fallen because of Babylon. So it's not even only speaking because of like, yeah, it happened to us too, and it's happening all over the world. Like they pulling up everywhere, trying to take over land, killing folks, taking kids, doing the worst to the kids, of course, just sick. You feel me? Truly sick. And it says, you have escaped the sword and depart and do not linger. Remember the Lord from far away and let Jerusalem come to mind. So literally, they escaping. You feel me? They didn't escape for a short period of time. You feel me? Truly, they probably never escaped. They just awaiting. It's like awaiting judgment for real, for real. So they awaiting their judgment, and they didn't slain and did all this on just the whole entire earth. Like it's not only towards their own people, towards Israel. They didn't did it to literally everyone on earth. And then you gonna see how, you feel me, the Gentiles work. You feel me? How they truly get down. And it's truly great Satan, Babylon, uh, the wicked man himself, um, the Gentile, whatever you want to call him. It says, yea also, because he transgressed by wine. He is a proud man, neither keep it at home. So that's explaining why he got military bases, companies, um, land owned literally in all countries, like America's everywhere. The the English language, the English language is everywhere. I have to be on stream like it be other foreigners coming into the stream. They be speaking like Italian and all that, and I be like, that English, and I be like, shit, I hate this English shit too. Like this ain't even our language. Like, and it says, who enlarged his desire is hell and is as death. Basically saying his desire is as hell and as death, and those things are unlimited when you put into perspective, because it's like a graveyard. You can never fill up a graveyard. You can never fill up hell. It's like an unlimited thing, and that's his desire, saying he cannot be satisfied. So, when a person's desires like that, you feel me, and when they're thinking like that, no matter what they get, you feel me, they can never just be satisfied with what they got. And he says, but to gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people, or in heap unto him all people. So literally, you got him trying to control all nations, put all nations in a one world order, then lie and confuse confuse the whole entire nations, confuse the people, and they actually show that in the movie. I already brought this up before, but the No Escape movie, and it's a family that go over there, Gentile family, and they go over there. They trying to build a water plant in I guess Asia or something. And one of the dudes, this dude that's actually right here, just to give y'all a little bit of spoiler, he tells him, um, like straight up, like they sick of America trying to come over there and take land. So that's why, like, you got them revolting, shooting back at the Gentiles, killing them. You know, and it's basically war breaking out through the city, and they thought it was gonna be something chill. No, you feel me? Y'all not about to just keep coming here. And literally, they saying it now. I just seen in an article that they really claiming it human rights and democracy, and that's what I just seen in like an article when we was talking about the China leader when he made that video about like 4 or 5. I think I uploaded like 4 weeks ago, and he was talking about that they sick of them trying to take over land and take over things and then start just call it human democracy and human rights or just whatever. Like, and that's basically a great explanation of, or just that movie is a great explanation of this precept. Like literally trying to gather all nations and take all the people. And we've been seeing that. We've been told that, like Christopher Columbus, America, how they took over Native Americans, and they say it like on just a fabricated level, but it really was like detriment, if that's a term I can use. Like shit's really wild what they try to do, man. It's not even try. They do. Like they really got places everywhere for America. Like America's really everywhere, but that's the way that they want it, and then they want it in the world, one world government. So don't know if I want to use this preset, but it was kind of a preset that I had, but I don't know if I want to use it. But it says Isaiah 59:19. I think I was looking for Isaiah 17:14, but I don't know. It says, "Shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from rising of the sun? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, and the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." So literally, when these things come to pass, and when they do go to war, it says, an enemy come in like a flood. And if you even go just to the context more, it says the Redeemer will come to Zion, to those in Jacob who turn from transgression, and declares the Lord. Hold on, bear with me, fam. But yeah, just when it do start to kick off, like I said, and that can either happen when they if the missiles come first, or they decide to come in first. But I believe if they do anything, they gonna send the missiles off first. It won't be no Call of Duty, feel me? Then the nation's rising in. They will probably come in and take over, cause like it said, Russia's gonna win this. Like we've been told, the Most High is basically telling us right now. For behold, I still will bring against Babylon an assembly of the great nations from the land of the north, and she will be captured. They will line up against her from the north, and she will be captured. So literally saying, and then you got, what was that, 5149? What was it? 59:19. And when the enemy shall come in like a flood. So literally, hey, you might have Russia and China coming into America and stumping in America, and I wouldn't. That's gonna be kind of a sight to see for real. Like, I hope I don't gotta see that, but if I do gotta see it, I don't know. We might be seeing that because this is the generation that has to see the enemy fall. So we will probably see what other. I think we already went over this. Yeah. Hold on, bear with me because I know something going on. Alright. I gotta tell the kids to get ready for school. But I'm pretty sure we did go over this. Great nations for the North Country. And then let me see. So for this second Exorcist, chapter 6, verse 9, for Esau this is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is basically your Edomite nation, your Gentile folk, you feel me? And then Jacob, which is Israel folk, you feel me? Skin folk is the beginning of that follows. So literally, we're seeing the end of Esau's world right now, and we're watching, but we're actually coming up to the beginning of our world. So that's why you got our people being woken up, coming back to the knowledge of things, being brought back. You even see like how they trying to portray it in the media, and I just started seeing that you got just more black actors winning things. You got just, it's like they trying to highlight that and give us, of course, you feel me, those things, but not giving us the things that we actually want, like our reparations, our cash, and all that. But even in our entertainment, they trying to just portray in our entertainment, just keeping more of the black actors and all that. And I don't call them actors because I think truly, like, with sports, football, like, I mean, not just sports, football, but just with sports in general, it's all an acting thing. And they trying to highlight that even more with just us. I'm pretty sure I seen it when I was, it's something that really stuck out to me when I seen it. And I was like, they really trying to push, like, or just have us in front of the action now. Like, as you can see, they put more black people in front of just skin folk, in front of just entertainment things, winning awards, doing all this. And it's kind of like, yeah, that's cool, Esau. You feel me? But that's not near of, like, nobody cares. Like, if you in this truth or something like this, you feel me? You know you don't care. Like, we don't care about that. You feel me? We want what we really want, like reparations, judgment. You feel me? Like, some of us want this judgment to be done on them. You feel me? And they definitely deserve it. And some of us want what we deserve too, like our knowledge that they stole from us, the money, all that, the land, literally. So, but that's literally Jacob is the beginning that follow after that. So literally, we're following right up after this world's ending. And if you can't tell this world is ending, or just this American land and all that, I don't know, man. That's pretty scary for real. But hopefully, if you're watching this, you just come into light about a lot of things, because it's a lot of things that's going on. But even that being said, um, Jeremiah chapter 30:16, it says, therefore, all that they devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, everyone, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So literally saying, and that's why they don't want these things. That's why they're not giving up nothing. That's why they still trying to go out with this last bang and all that. Because what if you was supposed to read that you was gonna be done like how you did your, like these folks, like you gonna be in a captivity? Like they don't want. They know that that's coming. You feel me? They don't want to face the facts of it. You feel me? They trying to do whatever they can, and that's why they're not giving us, you feel me, what we deserve. But they know they're going back into captivity. It's not even going back. They're going into captivity because it's the same thing that they did to us. So that's just, it's a ton. It's a ton just to break down with just It's so many precepts how you can just break down what's going on in today's world. And it says, this, I think it's Nahum. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but it's chapter 3, verse 5, and it says, "Behold, I am against thee." Ooh, come on. It says, "Behold, that I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." So literally speaking about Babylon, you gonna see this nation's bluff. You feel me? And the nakedness and the shame. You gonna see like literally all of just everything about just, and y'all can probably see it now. Everything is getting exposed. We're seeing how most of it is like our president reads off a little paper. Most of these things that go on, they probably not even real. They probably set up with actors like the military. I mean, not the military, but them invading the White House and doing stuff like that. So we seeing these things, and nobody's gonna be able to take, like, nobody is taking the U.S. serious no more. You can't even take our president serious if he can't even remember what he did 3 hours ago. Like, so it says, "And show the nations your nakedness, and the kingdoms your shame." So everybody's gonna come to fact about how truly this America is, and how the truth behind Babylon. Like, and that's what's gonna be going on and continue to go on in these days. Like, more people gonna wake up, more people gonna be in an uproar, and other nations is gonna see like behind that human rights and democracy. Like, it's not gonna continue to be y'all about to brainwash everybody and think y'all can continue to do what y'all gonna do. It's probably gonna be an all-out war. Like, now that people just being woken up, and then you just, like I said, you got so many precepts. They're literally tie in to literally everything. Like, they tie into everything that's going on. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come out, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldst just, ooh, I'm reading too fast, and that thou shouldst give the reward unto thy servants and the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldst destroy them which destroy the earth." So literally, America's gonna be destroyed. You feel me? Because they destroy basically the earth. You can't even, you're probably just not on the level that you can see right now. You feel me? But the earth is destroyed basically. And it's not even reached that point to where it's truly coming to that judgment of it being destroyed. But the way, like, with just everything that's come to pass, the way they setting up our men, the way they setting up the girls, the way they setting up the kids. Like, literally, we just read that they talking about your kids can be, your dad can, or men can have babies. Like, what? Like, they're trying to, this metaverse thing is basically them, I don't even know, I guess they trying to escape to a digital route. Like, them trying to find planets or do things and try to escape from NASA. Like, they done destroyed Earth, and then trying to leave Earth, like, and trying to escape from judgment, and they're not gonna be able to escape from the judgment. And it says in the time of the dead that they should be judged. So literally, you're gonna have judgment, and I think that's actually talking about the time of the, like, people that's actually, nah, that's gotta be them. So we can wait, you feel me? But it says, "And those who fear your name, small and great, and shall destroy those who destroy the earth." So literally, those who praise the Most High and His Son, His beloved Son, of course, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter what name that you want to rock with. You feel me? If that name been working for you, roll with that name. Those is gonna be the people who get to judge. You feel me? The people that's been destroyed the earth. And that's, like I said, some people is looking for that judgment. that some people looking for, are the things they didn't taken from us. But then you got others that's like, I truly want to judge these people for what they didn't done, and they truly do got to be judged. Um, and that's coming. You see it like when I seen them trying to build the Tower of Babel, or quote unquote, and then literally the next time it said that they got to be hit with they got hit with 2 earthquakes. Like right after, I was like, if that ain't judging, I don't know what is. Like, I don't know what it is. Y'all just let me know. But Isaiah chapter 24:21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of earth upon earth. So that's literally your Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. You got all them that's gonna be judged, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to run away from this judgment that's coming to pass earth, and there's no way they're gonna do it. America, all of them, they all gonna be judged. Literally, everybody's gonna go through this judgment, and it's on the day of the Lord, and that's basically speaking of the end of Revelations in those times that we was just going over. And Isaiah prophesies in those times. Hey, the book of Isaiah. That's why I think I said that in this video that I recorded. The book of Isaiah and the book of Jeremiah. Something if you definitely want to dive in, because they tell a lot about Israel, or he's telling a lot about Israel and our people and the days to come and things that's happening right now. So those things is happening right now. That's why you got CEOs that's stepping down, selling their companies. You got NASA finding new planets, doing this, trying to do that. You got the metaverse kicking up, and them trying to just excel that. Like, they're trying to escape this judgment, and it's literally they're gonna be judged, and it's the high kings and all of them. So you got, like I said, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all those wicked families that control her. Them are the ones that's gonna be judged for, just bringing all of that straight, just wickedness, all the things with the kids, all that. I do want to speak about the famine real quick, because I don't know if I had. These is basically, let me see. Yes, because this is, I'm going to wrap this up, because then I got to do something real quick. And it said that, alas, for the day is great, so that it's not like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And it's translated, you want to say Israel's trouble, Jacob's trouble. That's the thing that's going to kick off literally everything. And you will know when we're in Israel's, Jacob's trouble, all that. That's basically war kicking off, martial law, the mandate on the pestilence kicking off, going even higher. That's Jacob's trouble. And that's those things we're going to be facing in the times to come. And that's the time you don't even got to look for it. You would know that day that, Jacob's trouble is upon us. You feel me? Which is also the day of the Lord. And I was just hearing Pastor talk about that the day of the Lord and Jacob's trouble is basically the same thing. So when you got the Jacob's trouble coming off, you feel me? And that's when they're going to be trying to tell people get the vaccine, or you don't get the vaccine, you probably either going to go to jail, you feel me, be thrown into account, or you feel me, you're going to be meeting with the Lord that day. So it's literally, that's Jacob's trouble. And like I said, you don't even gotta, that's not something to really measure. You feel me? We measuring it right now, but you'll know like when Jacob's trouble is hitting the fan. And it says, if you want to go in a little context, it says, on that day, declares the Lord of hosts, I will break the yoke off their necks and tear off their bonds, and no longer will strangers enslave them. So that's fully like I would say like the revival of Jacob, or the revival of Israel. Like I said, Esau, I think that was his precept. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that. So it's probably gonna kick off with Jacob's trouble, but that's the beginning of the new world of, You feel me? For the folks, skin folks. So that's definitely something to just be always keeping in mind for things for those things to come past. Keep measure out for those things. That's why we should be praying. Stand diligent. Stand strong in this, because it's a lot of things that's going to still be coming upon this earth, and we only in the first month of January. So, like February 20th, we quote unquote could be seeing something with them be doing something with war, and that's literally in less than 30 days. So, whatever could happen. And you got them talking about doing an EMP attack. They've been talking about that for like the last 2 years. You still got the famine going on. I kind of want to show that because they did. Like, just with the food shortages. And like I said, if we at war with China, food trucks, we don't got nobody taking the food. We literally just like, I don't know how we gonna be getting food in literally like the next, I'm thinking not for right now, of course, but I'm thinking for the next 3-4 months, you feel me, how it's gonna look. But of course, if you straight with the Most High, you are praying, making sure, you feel me, you following these commandments, loving yourself, loving your brothers, you feel me, just not out here abiding by these Gentile ways and abiding by the Spirit, you feel me, and praising the Most High. You should be straight in these times. There should be nothing to be worried about. Like I said, you should be the one just sitting back measuring these times and looking at these times come to pass like, yo, he on the way. Like, he on the way, and you can see it literally every day. Like, it feel like any day, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to jump the gun and say that we could just probably be in war or something, but it feels like that. But I'm definitely going to have to do a little follow-up video for this because I didn't get to cover up as much as I wanted to. But I appreciate y'all for checking out your boy. Y'all stay diligent. Like I said, stay strong. Please, if y'all haven't already, y'all should be trying to fast like either once or twice a week. I just did it for 3 days, so it was like, that shit was just tough. But hey, I can endure anything if I'm with the Lord. So that's how I see it, and y'all should see it too like that. Like, that's like not even like a battle for real. That's just basically giving me like set into the new custom for real, because it's like I haven't did it before. So you gotta break into new things. So it's like me breaking into doing new habits with this new spirit, new mind, new heart that I've been given. And that's all praise to the Most High.